Order!
70,000 later, and 1,000 in the last week, and too many young men that pose a threat to national security.
What should have been a straightforward exchange quickly turned into a tense political flashpoint. A direct question was put to the Prime Minister. Clear, simple, and impossible to misunderstand. Yet instead of a clear response, the moment unraveled inside PMQs. Nigel Farage, alongside Reform MPs, didn't just challenge the response. They made a statement by walking out. At the center of it all was a question that continues to dominate public debate. Why does the issue remain unresolved?
Can I thank the Prime Minister for the £35 million of funding announced this week to transform Crucible Theatre and keep the world...
With arrivals now exceeding 70,000 and concerns around border security continuing to grow, earlier promises to dismantle criminal networks are facing serious scrutiny. The expectation was clarity and accountability. Instead, what followed felt like avoidance, sidestepping the issue, injecting humor, and even diverting attention with unrelated remarks. For many watching, it raised a deeper concern. When the pressure builds, are real answers being replaced with distractions?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Smash the gangs. That is what the Prime Minister promised us. Trust me, I will stop the boats from coming. But 70,000 later, and 1,000 in the last week, and too many young men that pose a threat to national security. Is it not time to admit Smash the Gangs has been a total abject failure, along, frankly, with most of his other policies?
This is the exact moment that's now gaining traction across political circles. Listen closely to how the question is delivered. It's precise and direct. But just as important is the response that follows, or more specifically, what's missing from it. Pay attention to the atmosphere in the room as well, especially toward the end. Reactions often reveal more than the words themselves.
Isn't it now time, he told us, as summer approaches, what is Plan B?
Prime Minister.
Well, Mr. Speaker, this is from the man and the party that voted against giving law enforcement counter-terrorism style powers to tackle that. So he wants the grievance, he doesn't want it sorted. And he has absolutely no judgment. He again said, let's join the war, let's all go to war. I want to make it perfectly clear he wants the war. A week later, screeching U-turn, we don't want to go to war. And he says, trust his judgment. Mr. Speaker, it's hard to take anything he says seriously. He promised lower tax, and now Reform councils are hiking council tax by 9%. In Worcestershire, this is what he said about Worcestershire. He said, we took control of a virtually bankrupt council. I wish we hadn't bothered. He asked for people's votes, and then he abandons them. Reform don't want to solve problems, they only want to exploit them. I am thankful for the opportunity to change this country for the better. He says he wish he hadn't bothered winning councils, because they're an absolute disgrace.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank the Prime Minister for the £35 million of funding announced this week to transform Crucible Theatre and keep the world...
Order! I want to hear this member's question, especially those who are interested in snooker. Dr. Richard.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Can I thank the Prime Minister for the £35 million of funding announced this week to transform the Crucible Theatre and keep the World Snooker Championship at the heart of Sheffield? I want my constituents to be able to enjoy this fantastic tournament day and night, travelling by tram train from Stocksbridge to Sheffield via Outerbridge, Warncliffe Side and Deepcar. I'm grateful for our South Yorkshire Mayor, Oliver Coppard, for kick-starting these plans. Will the Prime Minister work with me and the South Yorkshire Mayor to ensure we get spades in the ground for a tram train extension to Stocksbridge as soon as possible so my constituents can enjoy the snooker.
Mr. Speaker, I see Reform of Works walked out. They obviously realise they're absolutely snookered. Mr. Speaker.
Oh, no, I don't think so.
Sheffield and the Crucible Theatre are the beating heart of snooker, and I am delighted that we'll host the World Snooker Championships for many years to come, because this is what Labour stands for, investing in things that make us proud of the places that we live. Can I reassure my honourable friend we're working closely with South Yorkshire Combined Authority on better transport links, providing over £1.4 billion to spend on their priorities, which could include a new tram fleet, more modern stops, or deliver extensions.
If you stayed with this breakdown, you've likely realized there's more here than what typically makes it into mainstream coverage. These are the moments that often get softened, reframed, or overlooked entirely. If you want straightforward political analysis, real clips, and the context behind them, make sure to like the video, subscribe, and share it with others who should see it. I'd also like your perspective. Drop a comment below. Was this a clear attempt to avoid the question? Because the more this is seen and discussed, the harder it becomes to ignore.